Hello, everyone. We are live again. We are back. This is Dr. Mike, your physical therapist. Today, we're going to be talking about how to overcome challenges in life by none other than Miss Lisa Jones Morris. She's a nurse practitioner now. We'll be back in a few seconds. Okay, we'll be back. We are back again. If you're watching live, comment live. Watching on the replay, comment replay. Today we're going to be talking about how to overcome challenges in life with Miss Lisa Jones Moore. She's a nurse practitioner. Listen to this. We are live in our Facebook page, in our YouTube, in our podcast, and also in the Alternative Healthcare Career. And we have this group, Miss Lisa, Alternative Healthcare Career Group, wherein we help encourage and inspire other therapists, nurses, other healthcare practitioners how to keep pushing forward and just moving forward and being the best that you can be. And I've been following Miss Lisa. I used to work with her from being not a hairdresser. I didn't work with her as a hairdresser, but I saw her transition from LPN to RN. Am I correct, Miss Lisa?
Mm-hmm.
And then become a director of nurse in the home health that I was working for, and now a nurse practitioner. Imagine that. She did this while being married to Mr.
Chuck Morris.
Having kids, not just kids. She's got dogs too, like me.
Yes.
And then in the middle of crisis, ladies and gentlemen. All right, in the middle of crisis lies an opportunity. And that's the reason why I said, hey, I need you to come into our show, inspire the people in our group, and how to overcome all these life challenges. But before we keep on going, could you please tell us again who you are and your just a little background for our people.
Sure.
So,
my name is Lisa Morris. I'm originally from Halls, Tennessee, in Lauderdale County.
Big City Halls.
Yes, you've been there several times. I started out in 1995 as a hairdresser, and I did that for a long time, and then decided that I wanted to be a nurse. And so in 2007, I obtained my LPN license. I did that at the Tennessee Technology Center in Ripley, Tennessee. Beth Street was my instructor, and she was amazing, but very hard, but good. I did that for about 6 years, and then I decided to finish my RN. I did my RN at Jackson State, and then from there, finished my bachelor's in 2018 at University of Memphis. And then I began my journey to a nurse practitioner. I started in fall of 2019, and I just graduated in December of 2021. So I've passed boards. I'm waiting on a Tennessee license, and I'm hopefully going to start a job soon in urgent care.
There you go.
So
did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? 1995. I wasn't even born yet. Just kidding.
Really?
Just kidding.
Oh my goodness. You're making me feel old.
I just graduated high school then.
Oh, I love it.
1995 and then 2007 LPN. How long was that? 12 years?
Yeah.
So it's never too late to change careers, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, yes, there's a time and place to be a hairdresser. My wife, she has a very fancy hairdresser. They pay her like really good. But if it's really her passion, go ahead and do it. You know what she did? LPN, right? That's a technical college.
It is, correct? Yes. It's a very, very tough program. That was probably one of the toughest things I've done.
See? And then RN, the 2-year degree RN, and then you did bachelor's and now master's.
Yes.
All while working full time, married, and then have kids and dogs. So what made you choose nursing, Miss Lisa? I mean,
Just a little background about me. I grew up in a very small rural town in Halls, Tennessee. And it was one of those towns where everybody knows your business, and I transitioned from a very small private Christian school when I was in 8th grade. So I started public school when I was in 8th grade. So I lived a very sheltered life before that. My parents were both business owners. My father was a farmer. He grew up very poor. So I grew up with a lot of values and a lot of morality and a lot of, do the right thing. You do right and right will follow. So that's kind of the mentality I grew up with. But I also struggled tremendously when I went to public school. I'll be honest, and very candid. I grew up thinking I was just stupid because my friends around me, I had wonderful teachers. And I was always trying to make people laugh, but I never could grasp the concepts. I struggled with that so much. And so that's important because that fear and that low self-esteem held me back for so many years to be what I wanted to be what I could become. I'd always thought I wanted to be a vet, but then when I looked and I researched it, I thought there's no way I can do this. So I just gave up. And then going to beauty school, I thought, I always liked doing hair and makeup when I was in school.
I saw that,
Yeah, I loved doing it when I was in high school. And I thought, well, maybe I could do that. And I did. And I had my own salon. I was, successful. I had great clients, but I'd never felt fulfilled. I always felt like something was missing. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I let fear stifle me for so many years that I decided.
Keep going. Get the pen and paper.
Yes.
I'm going to have to write this down, guys.
So I wanted, I really wanted to do more because a lot of nurses become hairdressers and a lot of hairdressers become nurses. Believe it or not, that's a very common denominator. So I actually had some nurses come in. I would do their hair, or my coworker would do their hair, and we would kind of talk. And, I would ask them tentatively, I would ask them questions. And I thought, this is something I really wanted to do. And I actually had one nurse. She wasn't one of my clients. She was one of my coworkers' clients, and she was a home health nurse. And I asked her, what is that? And she explained it to me, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. And I just finally, my father passed away in 1999, and I waited so many years till I got up enough nerve to go to nursing school. And I did it, and I thought, let me do LPN first to see if it's something that I like. And I still did that. I was the only one in my LPN class that had a job.
Amazing. Right?
Everybody else, nobody had to work, but I had to work. I mean, my son was 8 months old. I was married to his father at the time. He was actually in the class with me. My mother helped with my son. I look back and I don't know how I made it through it because it was so much material in such a short amount of time, and you had to have NCLEX style testing on it. It was one of the most vigorous programs I have still ever been in. So, LPNs don't get enough praise.
I know, right?
And that's really irritating to me because I think some of the best nurses are your LPNs.
That's true.
Yes,
Same thing in the therapy field.
I agree. I agree with that.
PTA, they don't get enough praise. Shout out to my PTAs out there because they got this, so same thing with LPN.
Yes.
And so,
yes.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, thank you very much for those people who are watching live. Thank you. Appreciate you. If you're live, comment live, watching a replay, comment replay. See someone saying awesome. So complimenting you there. Thank you very much, Miss Lisa. I like what Miss Lisa said here. The fear. And sometimes, she admitted it, feeling stupid. I felt that too. The fear of failure.
Yes.
The fear of feeling stupid. The fear of being conscious of what other people will say. And the only way for you to move on to the next level of your success or overcoming these challenges is digging deep within. And that's what she did. She dig deep within. What is it that I really want to do? I want to serve patients. I want to serve people. And that's what she did, ladies and gentlemen, that she removed that self-limiting beliefs. And sometimes we have that. We just have to take that off, that veil. I know you're a Christian. There's this veil,
Yes.
and you just have to remove that veil of self-limiting beliefs, and that way you can move to your next level of success. So, Miss Lisa, so let's go back to you, right? So you did LPN, right, 2007, and then you did RN.
Well, I do want to say this too, Michael. When I went into the hair business, I had no clients except for my mother. Okay.
Of course, our first clients.
And this is important because I believe this was a turning point for me. Being a hairdresser was such a rewarding career, and I met so many great people, and I'm so thankful for that and thankful for them. But I think being successful when I opened up my own business, because I was told by several people, you'll never make it. You'll never amount to anything. You're stupid. You're fat. I mean, that's you. And when you're young and vulnerable, you believe those things. I believe that about myself. So
you listen to this, okay?
When I became a hairdresser and I started to see success, I did very little advertising. My clients, I would do, somebody's hair, then they would tell their friend and they would come, and it boosted my confidence. It boosted me, and I thought, wow, I can do anything. Can I?
Yeah.
Look at what I just did. I built this business from just hard work and determination. And something that my beauty school teacher told me in 1995 that I will never forget. And I say this, people that are friends of mine that know me really well know that I say this all the time. Miss Faye Jean from Volunteer Beauty Academy in Dyersburg, Tennessee said to me, Lisa, everything you do in life is 85% attitude and 15% aptitude. And I thought to myself, okay, that says to me that I don't have to be really smart, do I? Because you have to understand, I don't have any confidence in myself. It wasn't until I built a clientele and my clients were helping build me up, and they didn't even know it. A hairdresser, we build everybody else up. We're supposed to have all of our stuff together, but I didn't. I faked it till I made it. So, that was a turning point for me. Once I achieved some success in my hair salon, I realized I had enough courage to go on to pursue another passion of mine, which was nursing.
Wow.
So.
Well, before I keep on going and before we ask her the next question, I just would like to give a shout out to Sarah Barnes. She said, love you and so proud of you, Lisa.
Oh, Sarah, thank you.
Thank you very much for watching live. Appreciate you, Miss Sarah. Well, anyway, I just would like to go back to what she said here. Turning point. Sometimes you will reach a phase in your life that you will have that turning point. And like what she said here, most of the time, not just sometime, most of the time. I'm running out of English, okay? It's way past my English time. Most of the time, Miss Lisa knows this. Sometimes she will hear me say words, and I will tell her, I'm not speaking in tongues. I'm just running out of English, especially my documentation.
Your documentation is amazing.
So most of the time, people will tell you that you can't do this and you can't do that.
Yes.
So you got to make sure you listen to the right people. And guess what? She listened to the right people.
Yes.
And she got out in that situation. It's very important. And here, 85% attitude. Your attitude will determine your altitude in life.
Yes.
You can be the smartest person in that room, but if you have a bad attitude, it's not going to do you good. Our patients here, they know I'm not smart. They know.
Yes, you are too. You are very smart.
But they know I'm not the smartest physical therapist in the world. I probably just passed barely. Miss Lisa knows this. But because the patient comes in here, we have a good attitude in taking care of them, bring out the best in them, they come back and we take care of them. And that's very important, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the reason why Miss Lisa's here. So, Miss Lisa, speaking of believing, So did you believe it when somebody told you, or did you believe it because deep inside you know you can do it?
I
Or
think on the
both? Hmm.
surface, I think when you hear negative things for so long, and you have to understand, in 1995, I'm 21 years old. And
I don't want to compute that now.
no, don't compare. I'm 48 now.
You
I'm
don't look like you're
48.
48.
Yeah. Um,
You look like you're just 47.
well, look at you. You're so silly. But I mean, I think that after you hear something for so long, you start to believe it.
Mm.
And that because I would hear the negative things, and I used to be a very passive person.
Mhm.
It wasn't until I became a nurse that my mother used to say I had a wet noodle for a backbone.
Mhm.
I was spineless. I wasn't aggressive. I wasn't assertive. I wasn't firm. I was very passive. I was a people pleaser.
Mhm.
Anything I could do to make someone like me, I just wanted to do that. And people that know me now can't even believe that, because once you become a nurse, you have to advocate for your patient. So it doesn't matter how you feel.
Mhm.
You've got a job to do.
Mhm.
And that patient's life is in your hands, because if you don't catch something and let your doctor know,
Mhm.
the patient could die.
Yeah.
So I had to really come to terms with that. And I did when I worked at Jackson General Hospital as an LPN in 2007 on a very difficult medical surgical floor. I had no idea it was difficult. I didn't know any different. But I learned so much about myself, and I had to build myself back up again. I was terrified of the doctors. I was terrified of everything. And that's just not like me. I'm now, but I had no confidence, and I did believe it. I did. And it's by the grace of God that I just had something gnawing in me all the time, that there was more out there that I could do.
Mm.
And even though hairdressing is such a rewarding field and I love it, it wasn't my end all to end all for me. And I just had to bite the bullet. I didn't tell anybody. I was too embarrassed. I thought, what if I don't even pass? And people are going to say, well, I knew she wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's that fear of people thinking badly of you is overwhelming.
It's true.
And it's crippling if you let it.
If you let it.
Yeah.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? If you let it. Let me go back here. There's so much value bombs there. We call it value bombs because I'm writing things down, by the way. It's very rare that I write things down, but I write things down because if you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But you write things down, you actually understand it more. So I like what you said here. Hearing the negative. If you hear it again and again, if somebody's telling you that negative declaration in your life again and again, you got to get out of that situation. You got to get out of that situation. If somebody, it's like an abusive relationship.
Yes.
If there's an abusive relationship, you got to get out of it. Not unless you really like the torture. But same thing in life.
Yeah.
If this person is declaring negative things about you, you got to get out. You got to move. It's you. It's not them they're going to move. It's got to be you. You got to learn how to take the action. That's what Miss Lisa did. She took the action. And here, I like here what she said here. You can change. You can change. Only you can change. Not the government. Don't expect the government. Don't expect your mom, your dad. Only you. She's the one who took action. And then here, by the grace of God, there's more out there. You got to listen to what she said. There's more out there for you, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're an LPN or an RN or a therapist right now, whether you're a PT or a CODA, whether you're a physician watching and listening right now, there's more out there for you. And that's what Miss Lisa is doing. She knows deep inside there's more out there. I bet when she starts her job, she knows that there's more out there. All right, so Miss Lisa, I know you're busy.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm good. I'm good.
Any last parting wisdom for our friends? I mean, but before you say that last parting wisdom, this one crazy question is, what is your biggest challenge, and how did you turn it around?
My biggest challenge was myself. Yeah, my biggest challenge was believing in myself. And none of this happened overnight. It was a long journey. I'm very, very fortunate that I have a wonderful husband. And that man, if I went to him and said, Chuck, I think I want to go to Africa and vaccinate, buffalo. I don't even know if there's buffalo in Africa. I'm just trying to think of something outrageous. And if I brought this to him and I told him, Chuck, this is how I am, A, B, C, D, that man would say, let's do it.
Wow.
He believes in me, and he has supported me through RN, BSN, MSN. And we have 3 kids, 3 boys, and I'm their bonus mother. But they're still my kids, and he has done everything he could possibly do to make me believe in myself.
Wow.
And I couldn't have done any of it without him.
Is Chuck still available? Just kidding.
No, he's not
in love now, right?
Was very fortunate. And I met him. His mother was actually a patient of mine. She had colon cancer. And that's how I met him. 3 weeks later, I happened to run into him again, and the rest is history. We've been together for 14 years.
Wow.
But, I've got wonderful friends, and I have made it a point to surround myself with people that love me, that believe in me, that are so positive and so uplifting to me. So I am so fortunate to have those friends around me that if I have a win, they have a win. And that is something I've not had often in my life. And I've had great friends, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking anybody, but my biggest challenge was getting past myself and my fears. And it's like a building block, Michael. I said, okay, I'm an LPN. Okay, let's see if I can do RN. Let's see if I can do my bachelor's. And then the culmination to me was, can I be a nurse practitioner? I know I can facilitate change in this wacky healthcare system. I know I can. And I know as a nurse practitioner, I can help so many more people because I can gear their plans of care. I don't have to wait on somebody to say, okay, you have my permission 3 weeks later. It's in real time, and it's something I'm very passionate about. So I think, just to answer your question, it's not just one simple answer. It's a culmination of things that I've dealt with, and I have surrounded myself with wonderful people. I had a wonderful mother and father, and they believed in me and they encouraged me. And just because of that, and the friends and the family that's surrounding me has helped push me along. It takes a village. So I can't take credit. It's God put those people in my life, and I'm so very thankful.
Amen. Amen. I love that. I love what you said, ladies and gentlemen. And we asked her, what's the biggest challenge? You know what she answered? Herself. Sometimes it's our own, again, our self-limiting beliefs that's stopping us from growing forward. So again, I like what you said here. You gotta surround yourself with the right people, ladies and gentlemen, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So who are you hang out with? Are you hang out with awesome people? That's what you're going to be awesome. Hang out with people, are complaining in life. Guess what? You're going to start complaining in life. I hang out in a barber shop or a hairdresser. I'll probably have a haircut soon. So you got to make sure you specifically and intentionally find the people that will bring out the best in you. Okay. Before I let you go, Ms. Lisa, any last parting wisdom and encouragement for our audience?
Absolutely. I could sit here and talk to you all day about things, but what I will say is, if you are truly passionate about something, and I'm extremely passionate about nursing and healthcare, just do it. It's just as simple as that. There was times I didn't get into RN school the first time I tried. I have had failures. And my father, he died when I was 26. He always said to me, he called me Sissy. He said, Sissy, you can do anything you want to do if you want to do it bad enough. And he said, a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. So all he wanted for me was to go to college. He never had the opportunity to go to college. And so my father still rings true to me in my head. Like I said, I had wonderful parents and a great upbringing. I was very fortunate. But don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do anything. Always strive to be the best person you could possibly be, because God's got a plan for all of us.
Amen.
It took me a little longer to get to mine, but I'm going to make the most of what I got left.
There you go. We're still young, right, Miss Lisa? We're still
I
young.
think I'm still young.
Yeah,
I do.
We're still young. Good. Thank you very much, Miss Lisa,
Absolutely.
for the encouragement
Thank you for
that you
having
provided for us today.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. But before I let you go, always remember the word fast. FAST, letter F. Like what Miss Lisa said. Find friends that will bring out the best in you, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Imagine if she didn't talk to other nurse practitioner. I bet she talked to other nurse practitioner.
I did.
And those nurse practitioners, you know what they told her? Yeah, it's worth it. When she was a LPN, and she probably talked to those RN, and those RN probably encouraged her. Yeah, it's worth it, Lisa. It's hard. You're going to fail. She failed. But it doesn't matter how many times you failed or fallen or got sick. What matters is how many times you get up and do this all over again. And that's what she did. You know what's the next letter of the word fast? It's letter A, take action. All this stuff that we're doing is not going to do me good. It's not even going to do Miss Lisa good if you don't take action. And that's what she's been doing in life, taking action. Is it perfect? No. Am I right? No. It wasn't perfect. But she just kept doing one day at a time, one step at a time. Next letter is letter S, shoot for the moon. Why? Because if you miss shooting for the moon, you're going to miss it, but you're going to be landing with the stars. I kept shooting for the moon today. I landed with a star named Lisa Jones, nurse practitioner star or something like that, right? And last but not the least is letter T, is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, Miss Lisa, she's a great teacher. When I was working with her at the home health agency Intrepid, she was a good teacher. She was teaching me and mentoring me. Because the more you teach it, the more you understand things. And today, she's teaching us today how to overcome life challenges. Again, thank you very much, Miss Lisa. I appreciate you. I don't want to finish it, but I feel like we need to finish it today. But thank you very much again.
Thank you.
I guess we need to do this at least every month or every quarter or something, just to encourage people. But
absolutely.
Thank you, Miss Lisa. I appreciate you. I will see you around. Again, thank you very much, my Facebook friends, YouTube and podcast friends. Appreciate you. Be awesome. Be great. Be excellent. And we will see you later, my Facebook friends. Bye-bye.